What are we talking about? We're talking about the worst fucking title ever. 009-1, The End of the Beginning.
Horrible title. Yes, I do agree.
Absolutely terrible title. No.
0091.
But anyways, we're talking about this movie today because it is a Koichi Sakamoto production. Well, director and action director of this film. And
we haven't spoken about him in a while, right?
I don't think so.
Was the last time Girl's Blood?
No, we talked about a Power Rangers episode.
Oh, that's
Does that
right.
count?
That's right. But you could only have heard that if you subscribe to us on Patreon.
Yeah. So, chill out.
All right, guys, let's do it.
The plot
boobs?
is... Yeah, okay, fine. Yeah, the plot is very boobs. Just boobs and ass and more boobs. This movie's incredibly dumb, very exploitative, but in the funnest way possible.
What is the plot? What's driving our character forward? You can't describe it because when you watch the movie, it keeps on changing. Everything about the story, it just keeps on changing from every scene to every scene. It's so weird.
Look, Zero, boobs. There's boobs and ass.
Yes, I was distracted by that many times. So then another cyborg appears, and you're like, okay, she's fighting this other cyborg, but you don't know what that other cyborg is doing. Like, what is that other cyborg's mission?
Look, Zero, two women are coming out of the pool together, and they're both wet. Look.
So, speaking of fighting,
Yeah.
how is the action? We have Koichi Sakamoto. We've praised some of the works he's done, some of the earlier stuff he's done. He's been involved in Broken Path, yes.
Yeah.
We love Broken Path. I've watched a lot of his Japanese movies, and they vary wildly. And the problem usually is the story. It's usually the story. You can tell the budget's really low, so the fight scenes feel like they're really thrown together, and sometimes certain performers don't have it when it comes to physical presence, so they have to edit around them.
Yeah, I definitely noticed this here too. I mean, Broken Path, is one movie that I hold in high regard because it's like, all the performers who are doing it, like they're actually doing it, right? Like whoever's casted, for the roles, like
Johnny Young Bosch.
Yeah, Johnny Young Bosch. Yes, Johnny Young Bosch, main
Dan
character.
Southworth.
Yeah,
Koichi
exactly.
Sakamoto's wife.
Yeah. But what I mean is like they're actually they're acting, but also doing the stunt work here too. But versus like Mayuko Iwasa, who plays our main character here, it's clear that she doesn't do anything, of that sort. Like she's doubled for a vast majority of. Well, I mean, I think everything. To be honest,
Everything.
I rarely see her face doing anything at all. It's always these extreme close-ups, cutaways to her face, like responding to situations. She's just shooting her gun, and it's just like just her face. You just see her face as she's shooting a gun, and then there's a reverse shot of stunt people just flying all around. It feels like there's the complete disconnect between what's happening, but it doesn't matter because she has boobs. That's why she was casted.
you can see that the stunt performers, the stunt doubles, the whole action crew, they have to pick up a lot of slack. And not trying to discredit her, but because they pick up a lot of slack, you get to see some great stunt falls.
Yes.
At least.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I think that's where the movie shines the most out of everything, outside of the glistening asses that are constantly wet.
The wet bodies, the wet bodies.
Oh,
if you've ever seen any of Koichi Sakamoto's other Japanese films, his stunt people fall hard. They work for that stunt person title. Yeah. They crash, they fall from great heights, and they take it like champs. They do it pretty well, considering that this, you can tell this feels low budget, but they at least they sell those hits very well.
Yeah. No, and then not going to take that away from the movie, but like, what really elevates this movie and keeps your mind off of the disconnect at times is the fact that there's just so much over the top nonsense that is happening in between. Our main character is a cyborg, but her boobs, you don't see them. But when she reveals her boobs, she has like a Gatling gun mounted in her chest, and she can just blast anything away. She used it a couple times in the movie, and it's just like that. You don't see anything, but it's because all you see is that anything that's looking at her boobs is just being torn into pieces. Just like rain of bullets.
It's great. It's a really obvious thing to do, especially when you see her costume. You have the zippers on the tits. It's so obvious, but when it happens, it elicits so much joy from me. I know that sounds very immature, but I love that her tits are guns. It's because it's a given. You're just waiting for it to happen. I will say, what was disappointing? When they're doing the Ghost in the Shell ripoff sort of scene where she's in the tub and they're kind of examining her and whatnot. She's giving a voiceover, and she reveals that she has actually 7 implanted weapons in her body. So they only...
Oh my god.
They only, let us know the 2.
Did she have like a rocket launcher clit or something?
I mean, yes, of course. We never see it in the movie. If you just have to leave it to your imagination. If you've ever seen the show Friends, Monica reveals there's 7 erogenous zones for women. Yeah. So if you know those 7 spots, you can imagine what sort of weaponry could be put there.
There are 7.
Let me see that. Oh, yeah.
That's one?
Kind of an important one.
I wasn't kidding. The move just instantly starts with boobs. The first thing you see are boobs. Like boobs, ass, just random. I mean, that's the setting we're in, right? We're in a club.
Strip club, probably.
Strip club, yeah. You introduce like this bad guy who our main character fucks right away.
Why does she fuck him?
I don't know.
There's no need for her to have sex with him. No. She wasn't trying to seduce him to then kill him in bed, because they have sex and then they get up out of bed and start talking.
And they're immediately at odds. Like, so why did you fuck? What was the point of that? Were you trying to get fish for information? There was no exchange of info in between all that.
They were fucking.
They're exchanging fluids, but they weren't exchanging any info at all. So, why did you even do it? There's moments where, because obviously it's not really her, right? There's a stunt person who's subbing in for her. She does this really high wheel kick at somebody, and she's wearing a bathrobe. So like my thought is like, are we gonna get a Basic Instinct moment? Do we pause it? Are we? Like,
you're gonna see some snatch. You're gonna get the beaver shot.
But I was like, this is a stunt double, so we're just gonna see like balls.
Well, Cindy, we all have our little secrets.
I love how Koichi Sakamoto just repurposed the old Super Sentai gun to just give to Mayuko Yuasa's character, because that's what all that is. Like she's holding on to that kind of like futuristic plastic toy gun with it has no barrel. It's like
it's got like a
gun.
Vibrator at the end of it.
Yeah, just paint the whole thing silver, and like it. I love how like later in the movie it shoots lens flares. It doesn't even shoot bullets.
Oh my God, you're right.
If you're about to bear hug someone and really threaten, you'd like, squeeze the hell out of them and try to break their back, right? Just knock the wind out of them. Here, she's just holding her by the ass. She's
holding her by the ass so the camera can let you know where she's grabbing, and the camera is just lingering on her panties because, of course, you could see up her skirt.
Yeah, and it's like you just see like mushed butt cheeks. It's like, what kind of fighting strategy is this? You asked, what's the story about? I have no clue. It doesn't matter. All you have to know is that it's already a recommend from me.
So I could tell you what the story is, but I don't want to spoil it because one of the big reveals in this movie is so fucking shocking and could be upsetting. But I think if you've been on Pornhub in the last 5 years, you might not be too surprised. I don't know why I didn't notice it until you pointed it out, and then we were just yelling at the screen every time two characters were interacting with each other.
When it's like it's slowly fed to you, like, oh, it's really hinting at it, and then it's no longer a hint. It's like it's flat out revealed. It's like, fuck you. Fuck you. I don't like this at all. But it doesn't matter because like it's the shock value adds to the charm in that this is so fucking batshit crazy. I love it. I don't know.
It's funny you use the word charm to describe this certain scenario.
Yeah,
but
this
yes,
movie's fun for the whole family.
Oh God! But yeah, if you want to know what that twist is, because we're gonna reveal it, then you should consider subscribing to us on Patreon because we're gonna go even more in depth, maybe not into the story, definitely more into the twist and how disgusting or turned on we are by it, and. Yeah. Additionally, we're going to go deeper into the action because we kind of just glazed over it, basically what we liked about it. But, we're going to go deeper into the fight scenes. So if you want to hear more, consider subscribing to us on Patreon because there you're going to get the full episode. In addition to mini reviews we call Quick Jabs. And the one that recently came out was for Scott Adkins' movie One Shot, a supposed one-take action film. Hey!
Yeah, I don't know how to end this, Zero, because the movie kind of speaks for itself, doesn't it?
It really does. There's only so much we can say because we're just verbalizing what we find funny. It's hilarious. This is perfect, so bad it's good territory. Yeah!
It's so ridiculous, but such a good time. I leave it to Japan to intentionally make a so bad it's good movie and make it work.
This is one of those films where entertainment value actually trumps action and choreography. It's there, it's serviceable, and the stunt falls are great. But because of the limitations of the main actress, you can clearly see in the editing they had to go around her because of that. You know, the action isn't going to be forgettable. No one's going to post the fight scenes because they think the choreography is good. They're going to post the fight scenes maybe because of the stunt falls, or maybe because it's just so fun to watch these, you know, nonsense, silly scenarios, the crazy, holy shit, the crazy twists. 2 bombshells, not boobies, but 2 bombshells get dropped on us in the later half of this movie. They are so hard to swallow.
Oh God! Unlike one, actually, I'm not gonna go there because that's a very off-color joke. The movie alone is already very off-key.